All right, now I made a video talking about the closed mouth singing. And when you close your mouth like that, you have to put the vowels someplace so they can still be understood, right? Which means you use the back half of the throat or in back of the pharynx to make the vowels, and you do not use the mouth. It's not la, it's la. No. I went through that, I hope, enough that people can understand the difference and how to use it. And there's one other thing we should discuss, and that is, what are its limitations? You see, the closed mouth singing puts a limitation on how much you can do, how much you can give, how dramatically can you sing. I'm limited as to how dramatic I can sing. I can't sing the way I would like to. I'd like to be able to have a much bigger voice, but I have to take the voice I have when I do this. Then I have to decide, is my voice big enough to sing Aida, Radames? Because then you got some big moments to sing, big dramatic moments, right? And then there's Otello, which they offer me all the time. They always offer me Wagner and Otello, all these big stuff. And according to, I worked with Roswagen and Helga Roswagen. Roswagen was, I don't know what. He said, forget it. You lose your voice. Forget it. Don't do it. But you do have a limiter, a thing back here. If you sing if you do a lot of closed mouth singing, then I'm limited as to how much I can give. If I sing, let's say, I want to sing something like Otello's Entrance. And it's like this. And you realize I'm approaching my limit. Already, the opera just started. This is his first entrance. They offered me that in the Hessen State Theater in Germany when I was 25 years old. And everybody mistook my sound for some kind of dramatic tenor. And I'd been working in New York before I ever got over there. I've been working with Richard Tucker, and had some lessons with Burling, and Lauritz Melchior. I worked with him in New York. And it's interesting, you get over there and then people say, my God, your voice is so big. Well, it wasn't big. It just carried well, and people go, oh my, your voice is this big in the back of the theater. See? But I said, it's only this big up on the stage. That's the problem. So what I would love to do is have an automatic limiter on me, like a governor you have on your engine. And your engine will only run so fast if you put a governor on it, right? So I need a governor, and this way, I can say, dies Bildes ist mir zauberschön, wie noch keiner gesehen. Ich fühl es, es ist göttert Bild, mein Herz in neuer Regung füllt. So there's nothing that would stop me from singing that music, because it's not too big for me. Right? But some of this music, the requirements of it and the declamation of it, you think, oh God, I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to make it. And then some of them you sort of have to, let's say you sing Celestino. Celestino starts on F, and then the upper notes of the Celestino. Now, the tenors go crazy. Do they cover on that F, or do they not cover on that voice? If I don't cover, I go, if I cover Celestino. So which one do I do? You put it in your limiter. And you go, Celestino, forma divina, mystico serno, so it's telling me you're on the border. You know, don't try to sing bigger than this. because I realized this thing is telling me we can't keep it back there, because that depends on so many things. It depends that this is here and everything stays loose, doesn't get tight. And then it requires a vertical column. That's why some singers sing, like Joan Sutherland breathes upper rectum. And she had a tremendous vertical column when she sang, and she sang behind the uvula. So it was an ideal technique. I'm going to breathe way down there and go, what kind of tenor am I then? I'm not a Helden tenor, that's for sure. See? I don't think I'm a dramatic tenor. I always thought I was sort of in between somewhere. If the phrases are written in ways in some of the bigger music that are short phrases or something like that, then I could get through it the evening. I also could use Breath of Fire to make it, more exciting or something. But if I did that, I'd be careful, because I didn't have the stamina to do it very long. So if I sing without it, I go, and I'm going to add Breath of Fire. So it's still not too big for me to sing that phrase, right? But am I going to be limited somewhere? Am I going to get tired, right? See, that's no problem at all. But I've got it back here. And that requires that this support it, and this is strong enough to support it, even in my age. We're going to throw the age factor in there, because when I was younger, I was stronger. There's no doubt about it. And I could fool a lot of the people a lot of the time. See? By making it think that it was bigger than it was. I've even done that one. We will do that one where you move your Breath of Fire around and do different kinds of activities with it. And people all of a sudden, they'll believe that you're more lyric, and they'll believe you're more dramatic. If I do something like, let's say, well, that thing, I'm a good lyric tenor if I do that. Al buio non si trova. And the idea is to be able to sing lyrically and dramatically with your voice, though. You can express something dramatically, emotionally, and somewhat, but not expect your voice to respond by becoming suddenly a Helden tenor, right? And you're lucky if you can get through some of the music. It's really, really hard. Some of it is very hard. Queen of Spades has a tenor part. The opera is about 5.5 hours long, and the tenor is a madman. He's crazy. So he's doing all night long, throwing things, and God knows what, right? And right, one of the great hallmarks of Russian opera was Tchaikovsky's great opera, Queen of Spades, and then everybody can sing it. That's not true. They had one guy, Atlantov, and he sang them all over, but they were always calling me and saying, would you please come over here and sing this for us? And it was, it'd be fun to sing in Russian, wouldn't it? And I'd like to try, I'd like to have done it, but I didn't know Russian. So I should have learned Russian and learned it in Russian when I was young, maybe when I was busy learning it in German, because I sang it everywhere in German. Also, Carmen, you did that 504 times, but the majority of them, probably, 400 of them or something like that, were probably all in German. How do I do that, though? See? How do I sing Carmen in any case? Carmen's got the third act. He's got that Helden tenor section. You know what I'm talking about? He goes, and that's supposed to be a great big dramatic moment. Well, did I have the voice for it? This limited me. So I do it sometimes and give up the limits. All it does is look bigger. It doesn't really sound bigger in the back of the theater. Right? Yeah, I think he looks like a dramatic tenor. Is he marking? Is he in the theater? Where is he? Anyway, I wish all of you could I'm thinking of 87, and one I know who I've been exposed to, all these great singers I got exposed to, and and I wrote a book, but getting publishers is a real problem. And then I've tried to do it through videos. I've got 200 and I don't know 11 or something like that videos. I'm a couple more now. I'm making a few today, and I hope it helps somebody. This is definitely a great limiter to what you do. And so, but we don't want to be limited. We want to be unlimited. That's fine. Try that, you'll lose your voice. Believe me. Oh, you're Melchior and that. You are not to sing Tannhäuser, Tristan, or Siegfried. No way. Over my dead body. I said, okay. How do I sing Siegfried? Think about it, Siegfried. Oh, blessed part, blessed good. And that's just the beginning. It goes like that for 5.5 hours. Bang, 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 bang. Endlessly. So Melchior would go, hello. Oh, blessed the bark, blessed the glory, and even then, I started getting tired. The good job of doing this, but you cannot have music that is like this non-stop all the time. At least I didn't. Some of the guys had a lot of stamina. I had a colleague who had been a racer, a bicycle racer. And man, he had the stamina. It was all the world. And they said that Tito Schipa never had a voice lesson. And but he was a mountain racer on bicycles and would go uphill and downhill and uphill. And uphill, they lean over like this, and it develops a breath like crazy down below. Then you see some of the Olympic swimmers and how they're built, what their breath has done to their bodies. They look like this. And remember that Caruso was a free diver. He dove down to about 95 feet every day. Over and over, up, breathe, get a breath, go to the bottom. Get a breath, get a breath. When I was in the Caribbean taking a scuba class, I couldn't breathe even with the tank because my ribs wouldn't open. I was like, I couldn't get anything to go. I couldn't suck the breath in. I had to go back up to shallow water to get a breath. And that's with the tank on. So it's not just air, it's overcoming the incredible weight of the breath squeezing you like this. And he did it all day, every day for nobody knows how long, 20 years or something. Started as a little boy, diving for coins up near the boardwalk. The tourists would throw coins, and he was a little fellow. And gradually, over the years, he began to see, I know how to do this, and I can do this. I'll start going out deeper. And as you get deeper, then all of a sudden it's like a desert. There's nothing, and you keep on a little bit deeper, and then you realize there's boats out there. That's Mud Harbor, Naples is thousands of years old, so there are all kinds of boats that have sunk there, right? And so we went down, and he could stay down long enough to look for relics to sell to the antique dealers. Like the Japanese pearl divers can stay down apparently for about 10 minutes sometimes. I know how they do that. I know the world record in the Guinness Book of World Records was that a guy held his breath 22 minutes and 15 seconds. He was a scuba diver instructor in San Diego, and he just went down to the bottom of the pool in the shallow end, not the deep end, and he just lay down on his back like this, and he stayed there. He had a mask on, and that's all. And they thought, well, maybe he didn't have a little mask, a little air in the mask. Right? Who knows? No. Nobody else could do it anyway. Whatever. All right. Thank you very much, and I hope this will give you some ideas. Bye.